How to deal with burnout. This is a topic that's very close to my heart. I've experienced burnout about maybe 3 or 4 times in my life, and the last time it happened, I swore to myself, I will never allow myself to be in that place again. Our society definitely does reward hard work, but it comes at a cost. The cost of always being switched on, always being available at whatever hour of the day and night. And because we always feel so pressurized to over-deliver, we always do it at our own expense. And this can easily cause the burnout. I am hoping to make this video to help those who are in burnout mode, or even better yet, to watch the signs before you get burned out and to be able to pivot, to make the change so that you don't end up in that state like the rest of us have done. My name is Tish. I'm a certified life coach, a mom, entrepreneur, an enthusiast of helping people to transform their lives so that they can live the best version of themselves. If you like this type of content, click the subscribe button or share the video with somebody that you know is in burnout mode, or you can actually see that they're heading that way and you want to avoid them from getting there. Have you gotten to a place whereby you just cannot do one more thing? You've got roles, responsibilities to fulfill, but you just don't have the energy to even start them. You keep taking breaths in and out, but nothing seems to be hitting the spot. The oxygen is just not filling your body the way it should. If this is you, you've probably hit burnout mode. You are completely tired and depleted. It's definitely time for a pause and a time for a change. In my situation, I had quit my corporate job to start my own business. I was building 2 businesses at the same time with very limited resources. I was literally doing everything myself. I started to work day and night, creep into my own personal time in my space. The relationships definitely did start to suffer from my kids, my family, other relationships where I couldn't give them enough time because I was spending so much time plowing into a business with the mindset that said, I just need to get it to a specific level and then everything will fall back into place. But anybody who's had a business before knows very well that there's no such thing. The only thing that will be able to plateau is when you get your business to the right level with the right resources and actually tell yourself, I'm going to remove myself from the business at a specific time and give myself the personal time I require to be able to grow and to nurture myself. But that is definitely not what I was doing. And it got to a stage whereby one day I woke up and I just could not do it anymore. I didn't even have the energy to get up to start my day. But there were signs that I could see before, signs leading up to my burnout. And these are the ones that you should watch out for so that you don't get to that phase. There are 4 signs I'd like to bring to your attention so that you are mindful of them. The first one is when you start feeling anxious about your workload. It keeps piling and piling, and some days you actually need to start breathing into a bag because you just feel like you don't have the time and the capacity to be able to get through your work. The second sign to watch out for is when you start cutting into your personal time for the things that you really enjoy and that are good for you, like having a good meal, spending time with your family or friends, and maybe exercising. The third sign to watch out for is when you start to sacrifice your hours of sleep consistently because you don't have the time to finish everything in one go. And the fourth and final sign to watch out for is drinking a lot of caffeine or high energy drinks just to get you through the day and night. Watch out. Those are definitely signs that if you don't take heed to, your body will do it for you and shut you down. You definitely don't want to get there. So, if you happen to be in burnout mode already, here are 5 tips that you can use and apply to help you through this process. Tip number 1, cut back on as many commitments as you possibly can. To do this effectively, use your words and tell people. There's nothing worse than ghosting people when you've got so many deliverables, and this will actually put so much strain and guilt on you as time goes on. But if you manage people's expectations and you let them know what place that you're in, that you're not okay to be able to fulfill those roles and responsibilities that you had committed to, it is far much better. Because trust me, so many people have been burnt out. There's no shame in it. Tip number 2, do as little as you possibly can at this time. You've already managed people's expectations, so don't put yourself under pressure to take on additional tasks because all of a sudden you're not doing anything. This is the time to self-care and to make sure that you are okay, mind, body, and soul. A good thing to do here in this exercise is to cut back on social media, phone calls, and a lot of noise from the external world, where now you can now start plowing back into yourself. A great thing to do is to go out into the garden, connect with nature, and just let yourself rejuvenate. Trust me, it really makes such a world of good. The third great tip here is to get yourself a gratitude journal. I'm sure you've heard about this, and start jotting down all the things that you're grateful for. In my instance, it actually opened up my eyes in terms of what I actually had in my life that was as good as gold. Like my health, which I happened to have taken for granted. I was surrounded by amazing people, amazing family members who were so supportive, thoughtful, and very caring at this time. When you start taking stock of all of these good things in your life, you start seeing life in a completely different perspective. In a world whereby it was full of work and commitments that you had to deliver on, it is such a breath of fresh air to be able to take in all the good that actually surrounds you on a daily basis and say, thank you, I am grateful for it. The fourth tip is to get yourself the help that you need. Don't go through this process alone. There are qualified professionals who can help you through this, like a therapist or a life coach, because if you don't reach out and get the necessary help, and you know you don't have the tools to do it, you're going to end up in the same spot for a very long time. You've got the resources at your disposal, and the people can help you to move from one layer to another, and you can start tracking your progress. So go on, get the help that you need. There is definitely no shame in it. The fifth tip here is, don't set any new goals at this particular point in time. This is the time to take it easy, like we spoke about in step number 2. When you are ready to resume some activities, don't put yourself under any pressure, because you probably won't be able to knock them out of the ballpark like you used to. It's baby steps. Reward yourself with the positive thinking that you've actually accomplished one thing, one small thing, one day at a time. And that is the mindset that you need to have when you're in burnout mode. It's okay. You'll get there and you'll recover. But for now, it's literally taking care of yourself. Once you overcome the burnout phase with the help of a professional, it's easy to forget the place that you've been at, because once you hit your optimum self again and you're full of energy, you start taking on more than what you can handle. But just remember those signs so that you don't go back there again. I have to constantly remind myself of that as well, to make sure that I don't take on too much, that I don't overcommit whereby I won't be able to deliver as well. I need to be able to keep that balance, and it is so important. I keep a journal and I write in it on a weekly basis to make sure that my own personal goals are also met. It's key to make sure that one never gets back into that burnout state again. If you like this type of content, click the subscribe button. Or if you know somebody who is burnt out, or you can see that they're going to be burnt out very soon, share this video with them, let them go through it, and I'm sure it will be able to help them. I have got amazing content coming out on a weekly basis. So subscribe to my channel and keep watching. I'll see you next time.